The words are still echoing in my head 3 days later. 6 months. Maybe less if we don't start the experimental treatment immediately. My sister Lily is 20 years old. She has her whole life ahead of her. She's supposed to graduate college next year. She's supposed to fall in love and get married and have babies of her own. She's supposed to grow old and be that cool aunt to my future kids. She's not supposed to be dying of leukemia at 20. I'm standing in the hospital cafeteria, holding a cup of coffee I don't remember buying, staring at my phone at a number I called 6 times and hung up on before it could ring. The hospital social worker gave me a list of resources: financial assistance programs, fundraising platforms, charitable organizations. None of them can come up with $500,000 in 6 months. That's what the experimental treatment costs. $500,000 for a chance, just a chance, to save my sister's life. Our insurance won't cover it. Experimental treatments aren't covered by anyone except people rich enough to not need insurance in the first place. I make $32,000 a year working as a bookkeeper at a small firm. I have $1,700 in my savings account. I've started a GoFundMe that's raised $12,000 in 3 days, which feels like a miracle until I remember I need $488,000 more. I'm 24 years old, and I'm watching my sister die because I'm poor. Hey, welcome back to Cozy BL Corner. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This story took everything I had to write, and your support means the world. Now get comfortable, maybe grab some tissues, and let me tell you about the day Elias agreed to sell 9 months of his life for $500,000. The phone in my hand buzzes. A text from Lily. Stop worrying. I can see you from my room. You're doing that thing where you stare at nothing. Come back up. Let's watch bad reality TV. She's the one dying, and she's worried about me. That's Lily. Always has been. When our parents died in a car crash 6 years ago, I was 18, she was 14. She was the one who held me while I cried, even though she'd lost them too. She told me it would be okay, that we'd figure it out together. I raised her, worked 2 jobs to keep us in our tiny apartment, made sure she stayed in school, drove her to every college visit, cried at her high school graduation. She's not just my sister. She's my whole world. She's the only family I have left. And I'm going to lose her because I can't afford to save her. I'm walking back toward the elevators when I see it. A flyer on the community bulletin board between advertisements for support groups and notices about visiting hours. It's simple, professional, just a phone number and a few words. Surrogate needed. Immediate placement. Compensation, $500,000. Castellano Medical Group, $500,000. The exact amount I need. My hand is shaking when I take a photo of the flyer. This is insane. I can't. Surrogacy is a huge decision. 9 months of pregnancy. Giving away a baby. It's not something you do on impulse because you're desperate. But I am desperate. So desperate that I'm calling the number before I can talk myself out of it. A woman answers on the second ring. Castellano Medical Group. This is Rebecca. My voice cracks. I clear my throat, try again. I'm calling about the surrogacy ad. Is the position still available? Yes, it is. Can I get your name and some basic information? I give her what she needs: name, age, medical history, the fact that I've never been pregnant before, but I'm healthy, no major health issues, no drinking or drugs. She asks why I'm interested in surrogacy, and I tell her the truth because I'm too tired to make up a good lie. My sister has leukemia. She needs an experimental treatment that costs $500,000. Insurance won't cover it. She is 6 months. Silence on the other end. Then, I'm very sorry to hear that. Mr. Castellano has been quite specific about finding the right surrogate. Would you be available to come in for a consultation tomorrow afternoon? Say 2 o'clock. Yes, I'll be there. She gives me the address. An office building downtown, much fancier than anywhere I've ever had reason to go, and hangs up. I stand there in the hospital hallway holding my phone, feeling like I just made a deal with the devil. But if the devil can save my sister, I'll sign in blood. The Castellano Medical Group offices are exactly as intimidating as I expected. All glass and steel and modern furniture that probably costs more than my car. The receptionist is polite and professional as she checks me in and leads me to a conference room. Mr. Castellano will be with you shortly. Can I get you anything? Water? Coffee. Water would be great. Thank you. She leaves, and I sit in one of the leather chairs, try not to think about how out of place I am here. My best pants have a stain on them. I tried to scrub out this morning. My shirt is wrinkled because it don't own an iron. I probably look exactly like what I am. Someone desperately poor enough to sell their body for money. The door opens and I stand up automatically, then freeze. The man wheeling into the room is not what I expected. I don't know what I expected exactly. Someone old. Maybe. Someone clinical and cold. Someone who would make this feel like the transaction it is. Adrian Castellano is probably mid-30s, with dark hair starting to gray at the temples and eyes so brown they're almost black. He's wearing an expensive suit, and he's in a wheelchair, moving with the kind of ease that says he's been in it for a while. He's handsome in a way that makes my stomach flip, which is absolutely not helpful right now. Elias Chun? He has a nice voice. Deep, controlled. Yes, that's me. Hi. I sit back down because I don't know what else to do. He wheels to the other side of the table, and there's a woman with him, the lawyer, I assume, from the briefcase she's carrying. She introduces herself as Ms. Hartley, and they both sit down across from me. Thank you for coming in, Adrian says, and he sounds sincere. I understand you're interested in serving as a surrogate for my child. Yes, I need the money. For my sister. She's sick. I'm sorry to hear that. And he sounds like he means it. I want to be very clear about what this arrangement would entail. This is a gestational surrogacy, which means you would carry a child that is genetically mine but not yours. We would use my sperm and a donor egg. You would have no genetic connection to the child. I nod. I understand. The compensation is $500,000. Half paid up front after the embryo transfer. The remaining half paid after successful delivery. Medical expenses are covered entirely by me. You would be required to live in my home for the duration of the pregnancy, for monitoring and care. That makes me pause. Live in your home? Yes. I want to be involved in the pregnancy. To be present. And I want to ensure you're receiving the best possible care. It makes sense, I guess. But it also means giving up 9 months of privacy. 9 months of living with a stranger. But $500,000. Lily's life. Okay, I say. I can do that. Miss Hartley slides a thick stack of papers across the table. This is the contract. I'd advise you to have your own attorney review it before signing. But the basics are, you carry the child for approximately 9 months. You agree to all medical procedures recommended by Mr. Castellano's medical team. You relinquish all parental rights upon birth. Mr. Castellano assumes full legal and physical custody of the child. You agree not to attempt contact with the child after birth. Each word feels like a small cut. Carry a baby for 9 months and then never see them again. Give up a child that I'll grow and birth and never get to hold beyond that first moment. But it's not really my child. It's his. I'm just an incubator, a means to an end. And Lily is dying. I don't need a lawyer, I hear myself say. I'll sign it. Adrian leans forward slightly. Are you sure? This is a significant commitment. You should take time to consider. I'm sure. I meet his eyes. My sister has 6 months to live without treatment. I don't have time to consider. I'll sign whatever you need me to sign. Something flickers across his face. Sympathy, maybe, or pity. I can't tell which, and I'm too desperate to care. Miss Hartley walks me through the contract page by page. I sign everywhere she points, initialing clauses about medical procedures and dietary restrictions, and agreements not to drink or smoke or do drugs. I sign away 9 months of my life and any claim to the child I'll carry. When it's done, Adrian speaks again. The first payment will be transferred to your account today. $250,000. Start the treatment for your sister. We'll begin the IVF process next week. $250,000. Enough for Lily's first round of treatment. Enough to buy her time. Thank you. I manage, and I mean it even though I'm terrified. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, Elias, Adrian says, and there's something in his voice I can't quite read. We'll be in touch soon. I'll leave the office in a daze. By the time I get back to the hospital, the money is in my account. I stare at the number on my banking app, more money than I've ever seen in my life, and I start crying right there in the parking lot. I can save her. I'm going to save Lily. Whatever it costs me, it's worth it. The IVF process is clinical and uncomfortable and nothing like I imagined. They pump me full of hormones to prepare my body. Multiple doctor visits, internal ultrasounds, blood draws. Adrian is there for some of it, quiet and professional, asking the doctor questions I don't understand. We don't really talk beyond the necessary medical discussions. He's polite but distant. I'm grateful for it. This is easier if we don't get personal. The embryo transfer happens on a Tuesday. They put me in a hospital gown and position me on a table and insert a tiny cluster of cells that might become a baby. Adrian watches from his wheelchair, his expression unreadable. This is the embryo, the doctor says, showing us a screen. We're transferring one high-quality blastocyst. We'll know in about 10 days if it takes. 10 days of waiting. 10 days of wondering if this is going to work or if I'll have to do this all over again. I spend those 10 days starting Lily's treatment. The money came through, the doctor started the experimental therapy, and she's already looking better. More color in her cheeks. More energy. More hope. I can't believe this is happening, she says, squeezing my hand in her hospital bed. I can't believe you found a way. I don't tell her how, just that I got a loan, a grant, money from a benefactor. She doesn't need to know what I'm doing. Well, I'm giving up. Day 10, I pee on a stick in the bathroom of my apartment at 6 in the morning. 2 lines. Pregnant. I'm pregnant with a stranger's baby. I call the medical coordinator, and she schedules me for a blood test to confirm. When the results come back positive, Adrian calls me himself. Congratulations, he says, and he sounds genuinely happy. How are you feeling? Terrified, I admit. But okay. That's normal. We'll take good care of you, I promise. He pauses. I'd like you to move in this weekend, if that works for you. We can send movers for your things. This weekend, 3 days from now, the reality of what I've agreed to hits me all over again. Okay, I say. I'll be ready. Adrian's house is not a house. It's a mansion. 3 stories of modern architecture with ramps and wide doorways and elevators, clearly designed for accessibility. It's beautiful and cold and so far removed from my tiny apartment that I feel like I've entered a different world. A staff member, Adrian has staff, shows me to my room on the 2nd floor. It's bigger than my entire apartment was, with a king bed and a private bathroom and a balcony overlooking a garden. Mr. Castellano doesn't come upstairs, she tells me. His bedroom and office are on the 1st floor. But he's asked that you join him for dinner this evening. 7 o'clock in the dining room. Okay, thank you. She leaves and I sit on the edge of the bed, trying to process this. I'm going to live here for 9 months. In this beautiful, empty house with a man I barely know carrying his baby. I unpack my few belongings. I don't have much. Didn't see the point in bringing things I'd have to move back out in 9 months and spend the rest of the afternoon exploring. The house is immaculate. Expensive furniture, original artwork, floor-to-ceiling windows. It feels like a museum, not a home. At 7, I make my way downstairs to the dining room. Adrian is already there, sitting at the head of a table that could seat 12. There are 2 place settings, his at the head, one to his right. Elias, please sit. He gestures to the chair beside him. I sit. A staff member I haven't met brings out food, actual plated, restaurant-quality food. I feel completely out of my depth. I thought we should establish some ground rules, Adrian says as we eat. This is your home for the next 9 months. You're not a guest. You're not an employee. He hesitates. You're the person carrying my child. I want you to be comfortable. Thank you. This is all very nice. More than I expected. I want this to work. He stops, looks down at his plate. I wanted to be a father for a long time. This is important to me. There's something in his voice, some old hurt. I want to ask about it, but I don't have that right. We're not friends. We're not family. We're just 2 people bound by a contract and a baby that doesn't exist yet beyond a cluster of cells. I'll take good care of them, I say instead. The baby, I promise. I know you will. He meets my eyes, and for a moment something passes between us. Understanding, maybe. How is your sister doing? Better. The treatment is working. She has a chance now. Because of you. Because of this. I'm glad. And he sounds like he means it. We eat in silence for a bit. Then Adrian says, you can ask, about the wheelchair. People always want to ask, but they're too polite. I wasn't going to ask, but now that he's brought it up, what happened? Car accident. 5 years ago. Drunk driver ran a red light, hit me head on, shattered my spine. I'm paralyzed from the waist down. He says it matter-of-factly, like he's reciting facts about the weather. My wife left me 6 months later. Said she didn't sign up for this. For a husband in a wheelchair who couldn't give her the life she wanted. I'm sorry. Don't be. She did me a favor. Showed me who she really was. He takes a sip of wine. But she was right about one thing. I can't have children the traditional way. Can't carry my own child. So, surrogacy. You'll be a good father, I say, and I mean it. There's something about him, a steadiness, a careful consideration in how he speaks, that makes me think he'll be patient and kind. I hope so. He looks at me. Thank you, Elias, for doing this. I know it's not easy. Thank you for making it possible. For saving my sister. We're both saving something. I'm saving Lily. He's saving what? His chance at fatherhood? His sense of completeness? Whatever it is, we're in this together now. The first trimester is brutal. Morning sickness hits me at week 6 and doesn't let up for 3 months. I spend most mornings hunched over the toilet in my beautiful bathroom, throwing up everything I try to eat. Adrian hears me one morning. My room is above his study and appears in my doorway looking concerned. Are you okay? Should I call the doctor? This is normal. I gasp between waves of nausea. Just morning sickness. It doesn't sound normal. He wheels closer. Can I get you anything? Water? Crackers. Water would be good. He disappears and comes back with a glass and some saltine crackers from God knows where. Sits with me while I sip and nibble, his presence somehow calming. Thank you, I say when I can speak again. My mother had terrible morning sickness with me. She said ginger tea helped. I can have the kitchen make some for you. That would be nice. It becomes a routine. Morning sickness, Adrian checking on me, bringing me whatever he thinks might help. He starts joining me for breakfast, well, watching me nibble on dry toast while he eats actual food. We talk about nothing important. The weather. Books we've read. Shows we've watched. It's nice. Comfortable. Dangerous. Because I'm not supposed to get comfortable with him. This is temporary. In 9 months, I'll give birth and leave and never see him again. Getting attached would be stupid. But it's hard not to get attached when someone brings you ginger tea every morning and sits with you while you're miserable and asks how you're feeling like they really care. At week 12, the morning sickness finally eases. I wake up one day and don't immediately need to throw up, and it feels like a miracle. That evening, Adrian and I have dinner together, a routine we've fallen into, and I actually eat a full meal for the first time in weeks. You're looking better, he says, smiling slightly. More color in your face. I feel human again. I can't believe I have to do this for 6 more months. 6.5, he corrects, and there's something in his voice. Anticipation. Though from what I've read, the second trimester is supposed to be easier. I hope so. I don't know how much more throwing up I can handle. We're clearing dishes. He insists on helping even though the staff could do it. When he says, I have an ultrasound scheduled for you next week. We should be able to see the baby clearly by then. Hear the heartbeat. The baby. Not it or the minimore. The baby. Are you going to find out the sex? I ask. Do you want to know? It shouldn't matter what I want. I'm just carrying the baby. But he's asking anyway, like my opinion counts. I think so. It makes it more real, somehow. Then we'll find out together. The ultrasound appointment is at Adrian's preferred medical center, which is predictably fancy and expensive. The technician is cheerful as she squirts cold gel on my stomach. I'm showing just a little now, a small bump that's obvious when I'm naked but hides under clothes, and presses the wand down. And there it is on the screen. A baby. An actual baby, not just a blob. I can see tiny hands, tiny feet, the curve of a spine. There's your baby, the technician says, smiling at Adrian. Measuring right on track. Good strong heartbeat. She turns up the volume, and the room fills with the rapid whooshing sound of a heartbeat. Adrian's face does something I've never seen before. It crumples and rebuilds itself, emotion and wonder, and something so tender it makes my chest tight. That's my son, he whispers. That's my baby. Would you like to know the sex? The technician asks. Yes, we say together. She moves the wand, finds a right angle. It's a boy. Congratulations. A boy. I'm carrying a boy. Adrian reaches out without thinking and takes my hand, squeezes it. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. For giving me this. I squeeze back because I can't speak. Because I'm looking at the screen and seeing this tiny person and realizing I'm going to fall in love with him. With this baby I'm supposed to give away. With this child who's not mine, but who's growing inside my body, depending on me for everything. I'm in so much trouble. The second trimester is easier physically. The morning sickness is gone. I have energy again. I'm starting to show in a way that makes this feel real. Adrian notices everything, comments on how I'm glowing, asks if I need more pillows for my back, makes sure the kitchen is stocking all the foods I'm craving. He's attentive, caring, and we're spending more and more time together. It starts with dinners, but expands. We watch movies together in his home theater. He shows me his book collection, extensive and varied, and I borrow novels I've always wanted to read. We play chess and argue about politics and share stories about our childhoods. I learned that he was an only child whose parents died in the same accident that paralyzed him, that he built his fortune in tech investments and real estate, that he plays piano beautifully, and sometimes at night I can hear him playing from his study. He learns that I dropped out of college to raise Lily after our parents died, that I've never left the state, never had the money to travel, that I love old movies and hate coffee and always cry at happy endings. We're becoming friends, maybe more than friends, and that terrifies me. You know, this is temporary, I tell myself at night, lying in bed with my hands on my growing stomach. In 5 months, you leave. You give him the baby and you walk away. Don't get attached. Don't fall for him. But I'm already falling. It's week 20 when it happens. I'm reading in the library, a cozy room with floor-to-ceiling bookshelves and a fireplace, when I feel it. A flutter in my stomach, light as a butterfly. The baby is moving. Adrian, I call out without thinking. He appears in the doorway seconds later. What's wrong? Are you okay? I felt a move. The baby moved. His whole face lights up. Really? Can you still feel it? Come here. Maybe you can feel it too. He wheels over, and I take his hand without thinking, press it to my stomach where the flutter was. We wait, barely breathing. And then it happens again. A tiny kick against Adrian's palm. Oh my God, he breathes. I felt that. I felt the move. We're close, closer than we've been before. His hand on my stomach, my hand over his, both of us connected to this life between us. I can smell his cologne, see the flecks of gold in his dark eyes, feel the warmth of him. Elias, he says softly, and there's something in his voice that makes my breath catch. We shouldn't. I whisper, but I don't move away. I know. He doesn't move away either. We stay like that, frozen in a moment that feels huge and impossible. Then the baby kicks again, and we both laugh, breaking the tension. But something has shifted. We both know it. After that, Adrian joins me every evening to feel the baby move. It becomes our time, this quiet, intimate thing where we sit together and wait for his son to remind us he's there. Adrian talks to my stomach, tells the baby about his day, what they'll do together when he's born. We'll go to the park, Adrian says one evening, his hand warm on my side where the baby seems to like to kick. I'll teach you to play chess. We'll watch bad movies and eat too much popcorn. He's not even born yet, and you're already planning his whole life? I tease. I've been planning his life since before he was conceived. I wanted this for so long. Why? I ask. I mean, I know you wanted kids. But why so badly? Why alone? Adrian is quiet for a long moment. After my wife left, I thought, that's it. That's my chance at a family gone. I'm paralyzed. I'm divorced. I'm not going to meet someone new who wants to build a life with a man in a wheelchair. And I wanted to be a father so badly it hurt. So I looked into surrogacy. Spent years researching, finding the right agency, the right donor egg, everything. I wanted to prove that my accident didn't take away every future I imagined for myself. It didn't, I say firmly. You're going to be an amazing father. He's lucky to have you. I'm lucky to have you. Carrying him, taking such good care of him. He looks up at me, and there's so much in his eyes. Gratitude and something deeper. Something that looks like, no, I'm imagining it. I have to be. Thank you for letting me be part of this, I say instead. for not keeping me at a distance. Some surrogates never even meet the parents. I couldn't do that. He stops. I needed to know you, to trust you, and I'm glad I do. Know you, I mean. You're remarkable, Elias. My heart is pounding. So are you. The baby kicks hard, like he's agreeing with both of us, and we laugh again. But this time when Adrian looks at me, he doesn't look away. I'm falling for you, he says quietly. I shouldn't be. This has an expiration date. But I am anyway. Me too, I admit. I've been trying not to, but I am. What do we do? I don't know. We sit there in the uncertainty, his hand on my stomach, the baby moving between us, and I think, this is everything I never knew I wanted. This man, this baby, this life we've somehow built together. But it's not mine to keep. The contract is clear. After the birth, I leave. I have no claim to the baby. No reason to stay, unless Adrian gives me one. But he doesn't say anything else that night. Just sits with me until the baby settles, until we're both yawning, and then he says good night and wheels away. I lie in bed that night, hands on my growing stomach, and let myself imagine what it would be like to stay, to be part of this baby's life, to be part of Adrian's life. But imagination isn't reality. And reality is that in 3.5 months, I'll give birth and walk away. The third trimester hits hard. My back aches constantly. I'm tired all the time. The baby is big now, pressing on everything, making it hard to breathe and sleep and exist. But he's active, moving constantly, and I love feeling him even when it's uncomfortable. Adrian is amazing. He hires a prenatal massage therapist who comes twice a week. Makes sure I have a special pillow for my back. Checks on me constantly. We've stopped pretending we're not falling in love. We don't talk about it, don't acknowledge it out loud, but it's there in every look, every touch, every moment we spend together. I'm 36 weeks pregnant when Adrian asks, what happens after? We're in his study. I'm in the comfortable chair he bought specifically for me, feet up while he works at his desk. It's late, dark outside, rain pattering against the windows. After what? After the birth. After you. After you fulfill the contract. My heart clenches. I leave. That's what we agreed to. What if we didn't agree to that? He turns his wheelchair to face me fully. What if I asked you to stay? I can't breathe. Stay. Stay. Not as a surrogate. As someone in our lives. Mine and his. As someone who... He stops, starts again. I'm in love with you, Elias. I have been for months. And I know this is messy and complicated and not what either of us planned. But I don't want you to leave. I want you here. With us. If you want that too. Everything I've been feeling, everything I've been hoping for, he's offering it to me. Yes, I say through tears. Yes, I want that. I want to stay. I want. My voice breaks. I want to be part of this. Part of his life. Part of your life. Adrian wheels over to me, takes my hands. Then stay. After he's born, stay. We'll figure out the details. The legal stuff. But just stay. Okay. I'm crying and laughing, and my heart feels like it might burst. Okay, I'll stay. He pulls me down, carefully, mindful of my huge stomach, and kisses me for the first time. It's soft and sweet and perfect, and when we break apart, the baby kicks hard like he's celebrating too. I love you, Adrian says. I love you too. We have a plan now. After the birth, after I recover, I'll stay. We'll file paperwork to make me a legal guardian of the baby. We'll build a life together, the three of us. It's everything I never dared to hope for. At 38 weeks, Lily texts me, can I finally come visit? Miss you so much. I've been so caught up in my pregnancy, in falling in love with Adrian, that I haven't seen her in person since the treatment started. We've texted, talked on the phone, but the doctor said her immune system was too weak for visitors during the intensive therapy, and then I got too pregnant to travel to her. Visit? You're well enough for that. I text back. Girl, I'm great. Treatment is done. I'm in remission. They're discharging me next week. Want to meet up somewhere? I want to celebrate. Remission. She's in remission. The treatment worked. I'm crying as I text back. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. But I can't really go anywhere right now. I'm really pregnant. Like really, really pregnant. 3 dots appear and disappear. Then, pregnant? What are you talking about? Oh, right. I never told her. Long story. I'll explain when I see you. Where are you staying after discharge? I'm actually in the city, at the Grandview Hotel, for a few days. Beach trip with some college friends. Can you come by? Something feels off about that, but I'm too happy about her remission to care. Sure, I'll come by tomorrow. I tell Adrian that night at dinner. My sister's in remission. She wants to meet up tomorrow. That's wonderful. I'm so happy for both of you. He reaches across the table to squeeze my hand. Do you want me to drive you? It's just a hotel downtown. I can manage. You're 8.5 months pregnant. I'm capable of going to a hotel by myself. He smiles. I know you are. I just want to take care of you. You do. You take such good care of me. I squeeze his hand back. But I should do this alone. She doesn't know about any of this. About you, about the baby. I need to tell her myself. Of course. Just call me if you need anything. The next day, I drive to the hotel. It's nice, really nice. Nicer than anywhere Lily and I have ever been able to afford. I text her my room number, and she sends me hers, 847. When I knock, she throws open the door and squeals. Elias. Oh my God, you're huge. She looks amazing. Healthy and tan and vibrant. Her hair longer than I remember, wearing a designer sundress I know she couldn't afford on a college student budget. I know. I'm very pregnant. I waddle into the room. Surprise? Surprise is right. What the hell, Elias? When did this happen? Who's the father? Why didn't you tell me? I sit down on the hotel bed, standing is hard these days, and tell her an edited version. That I'm a surrogate for someone who needed help. That it's helped us financially. That I'm due in a few weeks. Why don't tell her that I love Adrian? That I'm staying after the birth. That I'm going to help raise this baby. Wow, Lily says when I'm done. That's intense. But hey, at least you made good money, right? Enough for my treatment, and then some. Speaking of which, how are you feeling? You look incredible. I feel great. The treatment was amazing. Totally worked. I'm officially cancer-free. I'm so happy. I pull her into a hug, crying. I'm so happy you're okay. She hugs me back, but pulls away quickly. So where are you staying? Still in that crappy apartment? Actually, I've been living with the father. The guy I'm surrogating for. It's part of the arrangement. Fancy. Is he rich? Very. Nice. You should totally milk that. Get as much money as you can before you pop out the kid and move on. Something about the way she says it makes me uncomfortable. It's not like that. He's a good person. And I'm not planning to move on. I'm staying after the birth. Staying? Why would you stay? Because I love him. And I love the baby. And we're going to be a family. Lily stares at me. You fell in love with your employer? Elias, that's so messy. What about the contract? We're working it out. He wants me to stay. It's what we both want. She laughs, and it sounds wrong. Well, good for you, I guess. Landing a rich guy. Very smart. It's not about money, Lily. I love him. Sure. She checks her phone. Hey, I need to meet my friend soon. But we should totally get together again before you pop. Maybe dinner or something. Yeah, that would be nice. But something feels off. She seems distracted. Distant. Not like the sister I remember. I drive home troubled, but I push it aside. She's been through so much. Maybe she just needs time to readjust. Adrian is waiting when I get home, concerned. How did it go? Good. She looks amazing. Healthy. But also, I don't know. Different. Distant, maybe. She's been through a lot. Give her time. He wheels closer, puts his hand on my stomach where the baby is kicking. How's he doing? Active. I think he's running out of room in there. Not long now. Adrian looks up at me with so much love. Are you scared? Terrified, but also excited. We're going to meet him soon. We are. He kisses my stomach gently. We're going to meet our son. Our son. Not his son. Ours. It feels right. At 39 weeks and 3 days, my water breaks at 2 in the morning. I'm standing in my bathroom when I feel it. A pop, and then fluid everywhere. For a second, I'm confused, and then I realize what's happening. Adrian. I call out, try not to panic. Adrian, my water broke. I hear him moving downstairs. He's fast in that wheelchair. And then he's calling up. I'm calling an ambulance. Don't move. I have to move. I need to get downstairs. Wait for me. But a contraction hits, sharp and sudden, and holy God, that hurts. And I double over, gripping the bathroom counter. By the time Adrian makes it upstairs, I don't know how, maybe the chair lift he never uses, I'm on the floor, breathing through another contraction. The ambulance is 5 minutes away, he says, and he's on the floor with me somehow, having transferred from his chair. I've got you. Just breathe. It hurts, I gasp. I know. You're doing so good. Just breathe with me. He coaches me through contractions until the paramedics arrive. They get me on a stretcher, get Adrian back in his wheelchair, and we're rushing to the hospital. Labor is long and brutal, and Adrian never leaves my side. He holds my hand through every contraction, wipes my face with a cool cloth, tells me I'm strong and brave and amazing. 14 hours after my water breaks, after more pain than I thought possible, I push one final time, and there's a cry. A baby's cry. It's a boy, the doctor says, and places this tiny, screaming, perfect person on my chest. And I'm holding him, holding our son. He's beautiful, red and wrinkled and crying, but beautiful. He has dark hair like Adrian and my nose, and he's the most perfect thing I've ever seen. Hi, I whisper through tears. Hi, baby. We've been waiting for you. Adrian is crying too, his hand on the baby's back. He's perfect. He's absolutely perfect. What should we name him? The doctor asks. Adrian looks at me. What do you think? Alexander, I say. After my father, Alexander Castellano. Adrian tests it out. It's perfect. He's perfect. They take Alexander to clean him up and check him over while they deliver the placenta and stitch me up. Everything is routine, normal, healthy. And then they bring him back, wrapped in a blue blanket, and hand him to Adrian. Watching Adrian hold his son for the first time, our son, is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. He cradles him so gently, looks at him with such wonder and love. Thank you, he whispers to me. Thank you for this. For him. For everything. Thank you, I say back, for letting me stay. For wanting us both. The nurse smiles at us. You two are going to be wonderful parents. Parents. Both of us. A family. We spend 3 days in the hospital. Adrian barely leaves except to go home and shower. We take turns holding Alexander, feeding him, changing him, marveling at every tiny feature. He has your eyes, I say. He has your stubbornness, Adrian counters. Look how determined he is to eat. We're exhausted and overwhelmed and completely in love. On day 3, they discharge us. We take Alexander home to the mansion that's now really home. The nursery is ready. We decorated it together, soft blues and grays, a crib and changing table and rocking chair. That first night home is chaos. Alexander cries every 2 hours. We're stumbling around exhausted, trying to figure out how to be parents. But we're doing it together. Adrian is amazing with him. Patient and gentle, and so clearly in love. He changes diapers from his wheelchair, holds Alexander while I sleep, sings to him in Italian when he won't settle. We're a family. A real family. At 10 days old, Alexander is sleeping in his bassinet in our room. I've moved into Adrian's room. It felt right when my phone buzzes. A text from Lily. Can I come meet my nephew? I want to see him. I smile. Of course she does. Sure. Come by tomorrow afternoon. Say 2 p.m. Perfect. See you then. I tell Adrian over breakfast the next morning. Lily's coming to meet Alexander today. That's great. I'd love to meet her too. He's holding Alexander, who's decided he only wants to nap on Daddy's chest. Should I make myself scarce? No. I want her to meet you. You're part of this. Okay. If you're sure. I'm sure. Lily arrives at exactly 2, wearing another expensive outfit I don't remember her owning. She hugs me at the door, then gasps when she sees Adrian holding Alexander. Oh my God, he's adorable. Can I hold him? Of course. Adrian carefully transfers him to her arms. Lily coos over him, and for a moment she looks like my sister again. Soft and genuine and happy. He's perfect, Elias. You did such a good job. We both did, Adrian says, smiling at me. Lily's smile falters just slightly. Right, you both did. We sit in the living room, chatting while Lily holds Alexander. She asks about the birth, about how we're adjusting to parenthood, normal aunt questions. Then she says, so I've been meaning to ask. The money. For my treatment. Is there any left over? I freeze. What do you mean? I mean, You got paid a lot for this, right? And my treatment was expensive, but not $500,000 expensive. So there must be money left. I was thinking I could use some. For school, maybe. Or travel. Something cold settles in my chest. Lily, I gave you $250,000. All of it went to your treatment. Right, but treatments don't cost that much. Experimental leukemia treatment costs exactly that much. That's what the doctors said. She looks uncomfortable. Well, but I mean, there were other expenses. What other expenses? Your insurance covered hospitalization. The experimental treatment was the only thing I had to pay for out of pocket. Elias, don't be weird about this. I'm just saying if there's extra money, I could use some. Adrian is watching this exchange with a furrowed brow. I'm confused. How much did the treatment actually cost? It was $500,000 for the full course. I say, that's what the doctors told us. Lily shifts Alexander in her arms, not meeting my eyes. Look, it doesn't matter. It matters to me. Lily, how much did your treatment cost? I don't know the exact. Lily, my voice is harder than I've ever used with her. How much? She's quiet for a long moment. Then, so quietly I almost don't hear it. I didn't have treatment. The world stops. What? I didn't have leukemia. I was never sick. I can't breathe. The room is spinning. What are you talking about? The diagnosis. The doctors. You were dying. I wasn't dying. I faked the test results. Photoshopped them. You never actually talked to a doctor, remember? Just me telling you what they said. No. No. You're lying. You have to be lying. I needed the money, Elias. I had gambling debts. Bad people were after me. I saw how devoted you were to me, and I thought you'd find some way to help. I didn't think you'd become a surrogate. I'm going to be sick. You let me believe you were dying. You let me give away 9 months of my life, carry a baby, give birth for a lie. You didn't give away anything. You're still here. You got the guy and the baby and the mansion. That's not the point. I'm shaking, crying. You manipulated me. You made me think you were going to die. And you got paid for it. $250,000 that I used to pay off my debts and live my life. We both benefited. Adrian is carefully taking Alexander from her arms. I think you should leave. This is between me and my brother. You manipulated him into a life-changing decision based on a lie. You took advantage of his love for you. That's abuse. And you need to leave my house now before I call the police. Lily stands up, angry now. Fine. But Elias, you're really going to choose him over your own sister? Family is supposed to stick together. You're not my family anymore. The words hurt coming out, but they're true. Family doesn't do this. Family doesn't lie and manipulate and destroy. Get out. She leaves, slamming the door behind her. I'm standing in the middle of the living room, shaking. Everything I thought I knew is a lie. I became a surrogate for nothing. The entire basis of my decision, saving Lily, was built on fraud. Elias. Adrian's voice is gentle. He's put Alexander in his bassinet and is wheeling toward me. Breathe. Just breathe. She lied. She lied about everything. I gave you Alexander because I thought I was saving her life and she was never even sick. Hey, look at me. He takes my hands. Look at me. I meet his eyes, tears streaming down my face. She lied, yes. She manipulated you, yes. But look what you got out of it. He glances at Alexander, sleeping peacefully in his bassinet. Look what we both got. Would you undo it? Would you go back and not sign that contract? No, I whisper. No, I wouldn't. Neither would I. Because yes, you signed it for the wrong reasons. Because you were lied to and manipulated. But what we built, what we have, that's real. That's not based on our lies. It's based on us, on the family we chose to create. But the contract, it was fraud. I signed under false pretenses. I don't care about the contract. He cups my face. I care about you. About us. About Alexander. The contract doesn't matter anymore. You're not here because of a piece of paper. You're here because we love each other. What if you resent me someday? For how this started, I could never resent you. You carry my son. You gave me everything I ever wanted. The circumstances that brought us together don't change what we became. I collapse into him, sobbing. He holds me while I break down, while I process the betrayal and the hurt and the anger. Alexander starts fussing, and we both automatically move toward him. Adrian picks him up, rocks him gently. Hey, little man. It's okay. Dads are here. Dads. Plural. Both of us. I need to make this right legally, I say, wiping my tears. The contract was based on false pretenses. I don't know, sign something new, something real. We'll work with the lawyers, make sure everything is legal and binding and reflects what we actually are. Partners, parents, a family. I love you. I say, I love you too. Both of you. He smiles down at Alexander, then at me. You're my family now, the one I chose. And nothing about how we started changes that. We spend the rest of the day talking through everything. The hurt, the betrayal, what it means for us going forward. Adrian calls his lawyer and explains the situation. Apparently, there are legal remedies for contracts signed under fraudulent pretenses. But more importantly, we can file new paperwork establishing both of us as Alexander's legal parents. It'll take a few months to process, the lawyer says, but we can make this right. That night, exhausted and emotionally wrung out, we put Alexander to bed in his crib in our room. He's sleeping peacefully, completely unaware of the drama swirling around him. He's perfect, Adrian says, looking down at him. Regardless of how he got here, he's absolutely perfect. He is. I lean against Adrian's shoulder. I'm sorry for how this started, for the mess. Don't apologize. You were a victim of your sister's manipulation. That's not your fault. He kisses my temple, and I got everything I wanted out of it. A son, a partner, a family. I'd do it all again. Even a morning sickness? Even a morning sickness. He smiles, especially the morning sickness. That's when I started falling for you, you know? Watching you be miserable and brave and still kind. I fell for you when you brought me ginger tea. That early. We stand there together, watching our son sleep, and I think about everything that led us here. The lie that started it all. The pregnancy that brought us together. The love that made us stay. It's not how I planned my life, but it's better than anything I could have planned. 3 months later, the paperwork comes through. Legally, officially, I'm Alexander's parent. Not a surrogate, not a contracted carrier. His parent. We frame the documents and hang them in Alexander's nursery, right next to the ultrasound photos and his birth announcement. Our family, Adrian says, looking at it. Official. Was there any doubt? Never. But it's nice to have it in writing. Alexander, Alex, we've started calling him, is grabbing at everything now, smiling and cooing and being generally perfect. He has Adrian's eyes and my stubborn personality, and we're both completely wrapped around his tiny fingers. I haven't heard from Lily since that day. She's tried to contact me a few times, texts that I've ignored, a letter that I threw away unopened. Maybe someday I'll be ready to process that relationship, to figure out if there's anything salvageable there. But not today. Today I have everything I need. What are you thinking about? Adrian asks. We're in the nursery, watching Alex have tummy time on his playmat. How grateful I am for all of this, even the hard parts. The hard parts made us appreciate the good parts more. Philosophical today. Fatherhood has made me deep. He grins at me, and God, I love that smile. Plus, I haven't slept in 3 months. I might be hallucinating. You're definitely hallucinating if you think you're deep. He laughs and pulls me down. I'm sitting on the floor next to his wheelchair for a kiss. Alex chooses that moment to spit up on his play mat, and we both groan. I'll get the wipes, I say. I'll get the spare onesie. We work together, cleaning up our son, changing his clothes, making him comfortable again. It's routine now, this dance of parenting. We gotten good at it. When Alex is clean and happy, Adrian says, I've been thinking about something. Dangerous. Marry me. I freeze. What? Marry me. Make this official in every possible way. I know we're already partners, already parents, already everything that matters. But I want the world to know. I want you to have my name. I want to be your husband. My heart is racing. You want to marry me? More than anything. Will you marry me, Elias Chun? Yes. I'm crying again. I cry so much these days. Stupid hormones still not back to normal. Yes, of course, yes. He kisses me, deep and sweet, and Alex makes a sound like he's applauding. Even he approves, Adrian says, laughing. We get married 6 months later in the garden of our home, because it is our home now, not just Adrian's. Small ceremony, just close friends and Adrian's family. My chosen family, the friends who stood by me through everything. Not Lily. She's not invited. Maybe someday, but not today. Alex is the ring bearer, carried down the aisle by Adrian's sister. He's almost a year old now, babbling and smiling and stealing the show. When we say our vows, I mean every word. I came into your life as a transaction, I say, holding Adrian's hands. A contract, a surrogacy, a means to an end. But you made me family. You showed me what love looks like when it's not conditional, when it's chosen. I choose you, Adrian. Every day for the rest of my life, I choose you. Adrian's voice is thick with emotion when he responds. You gave me everything I thought I'd lost. Hope, family, love, a son I thought I'd never have. You took a broken situation and made it beautiful. You are beautiful, and I choose you too. Today and always. We kiss as husbands, and our son claps from his aunt's arms, and it's perfect. That night, after the reception, after the guests have left and Alex is asleep in his crib, we lie in bed together. Our bed in our room, in our home. Can you believe this is our life? I ask. Sometimes I think I'm dreaming. That I'll wake up and you'll be gone and Alexander will just be an idea I never got to have. You're not dreaming. We're real. We're real, he agrees, pulling me closer. And we're forever. I think about everything that brought us here. The lies that started all. The manipulation. The betrayal. The pain. And then I think about what came from it. Love. Family. A son. A husband. A life more beautiful than anything I could have imagined. Would I change it if I could? Would I go back and stop Lily from lying? Prevent myself from signing that contract? No, because this family, this love, this life was worth every painful step it took to get here. I became a surrogate to save my sister's life. She was never dying. When trying to save her, I found everything worth living for. And that's the most unexpected ending of all. 3 years later, Alex is 3.5 years old, running around our backyard while Adrian chases him in his wheelchair. Well, chases, Alex has learned that if he runs in circles around the garden, Daddy has to work harder to catch him. I'm gonna get you, Adrian calls, and Alex shrieks with laughter. I'm sitting on the patio, watching them, one hand on my stomach where our second baby is growing. We use the same donor egg, my genetics again, and in 4 months we'll have a daughter. Alex is excited to be a big brother. He's been telling anyone who will listen that his baby sister is coming, and her name is Sophia, and she's going to love dinosaurs just like him. Got you. Adrian scoops Alex up onto his lap and tickles him until he's breathless with giggles. Again, Daddy. Again. Give Daddy a break. He's old. I'm 38, not ancient. Adrian calls over to me. Ancient, I confirm, grinning. Alex scrambles down and runs over to me. Papa, is Sophia awake? I think she's sleeping. Can I say hi anyway? Always. He puts his little hand on my stomach. Hi, Sophia. It's Alex. Your big brother. I can't wait to meet you. Papa says you'll be here in 4 months. That's a really long time, but I'll wait for you. My heart melts every single time. Adrian wheels over, and we sit together in the afternoon sun, our family of 3, about to be 4. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. I know you don't want to hear from me. I'm 2 years sober now. In therapy. Working on being better. If you ever want to talk, I'm here. Lily. I show it to Adrian. What do you think? What do you think? I look at Alex and my husband, at the life we've built. I think maybe someday, when I'm ready. But not today. Not today. Adrian agrees. I delete the message and put my phone away. Today is for us. For the family we chose. For the love we built from broken pieces. And that's more than enough. The end. Thank you for staying with Elias and Adrian until the very end. If their story touched your heart, if you cried at the betrayal or smiled at their wedding, please let me know in the comments. And if you're new to Cozy BL Corner, hit that subscribe button. Because stories like this, about finding family in unexpected places, about building love from broken beginnings, about choosing each other every single day, these are the stories I live to tell. Until next time, remember, sometimes the worst beginning leads to the most beautiful ending. And sometimes, the family you choose is stronger than the one you were born into. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me share this story with you.